is the Fade 5 Podcast with Brad Evans and Nate Lundy.
Place your bets, you jackwagons! Brad the Big Noise Evans here, joined by the good sir, Nathaniel Lundy. 'Tis indeed the Fade 5 Podcast, and crack open a bottle. It's a hashtag Tequila Thursday. Arriba, underlay, as we're going up to the land of Leinenkugels. Lundy, as the Green Bay Packers are hosting the Detroit Lions, and we're going to get some action in that game in the Fade 5 Countdown, and maybe right now, let's hop aboard the Hong Kong Plus Bus weather on the gridiron, Lundy. We got some college games that you could tap into, or on the Major League Baseball Diamond. Give me your favorite wager available at plus 100 or greater odds. Feed me, por favor.
Let's go to baseball, which was extremely profitable for yours truly last night. Yeah, it was a big night, Brad.
Well, did you bet against the Cubs? Because that's what the Cubs do. They inflict pain, heartache, and misery. I am crying on the inside right now, Lundy.
No, but I did realize that there was a lot of money to be made with Mr. Acuna stealing a base, obviously creating his own new category within baseball. There was a lot. I mean, again, betting against the Rockies is fun. I know you like betting against your Cubs, but last night was very profitable. So from a baseball standpoint, Brad, there's a bet out there that you and I love to be able to make. We have been making it over the course of the entire season, not just here in the final week as we align and get ready for the postseason. And that is, we got some pitchers out there that love to give up the free bases. They? And we've got two of them going on the bump tonight, each one going up against a team that also likes to be able to accept those free passes early and often. Let's go to Milwaukee, shall we? Dakota Hudson, which really does sound much more like a teenage love interest from a teen rom-com novel. Dakota Hudson. Who's that? Oh, he just moved here. That's Dakota Hudson. So anyway, Dakota Hudson is taking on Milwaukee, and so I'm going for him to give up 2 or more walks in his start. And we're going to pair that right here in Denver with Chris Flexen of the Colorado Rockies going up against the Dodgers. Again, the Dodgers #1 in the MLB in terms of walks per game. Milwaukee, by the way, #5. So 2 top 5 teams in terms of walks per game. If you take Flexen for 2 or more, you take Dakota Hudson for 2 or more. Put that together at DraftKings. Nice little plus 144. So that's a sexy one to get us started.
Yeah, that's quite enticing, and I cannot resist the base on balls propositions that are offered at the various sports books, so I'm gonna follow you on that one, amigo. Not a whole lot of arm twisting to get me to do so. Maybe I can sell you on this one. Give me Jorge Soler over 1.5 total bases. Remember, the Miami Marlins been battled out of leadoff, going up against the New York Mets on the road, plus 135. That one pulled from DraftKings Sportsbook. Miami right now really locked in a heated race with Arizona Diamondbacks, with my Chicago Cubs, the Cincinnati Reds for those last couple of wild card spots in the National League. Every at-bat, every pitch, every run is extremely meaningful right now, and I can tell you this: Soler should go nuts in the box score tonight. Should is the operative word there, based on the pitching matchup alone. He's going against a left-handed pitcher, and that is one David Patterson. Against southpaw pitchers this season, he's batting .280, but with a 1,101 OPS. He has smashed LHPs this year, and he's got a nice little history card as well against Peterson. 2 for 5 with a home run and an RBI. And David Peterson for the Metropolitans, a 5.94 ERA in his last 4 games. Look at Soler. He's logged the over on this in 4 of his last 8 contests, and he's batting .357 over the last 15 days. So you put that all together, over 1.5 total bases, maybe a pair of singles, maybe a double, triple, maybe he hits a long ball. I don't care how you get there, bro. Just go ahead and cash this for me, because I'm going to lose it all in the National Football League. And without further ado, let's get after it. And Packers and Lions with another edition of the Fade 5.
Number 5.
Oh, we got some conflicting reports from Tom Pelissero this morning, and he owned up to his mistake. Originally said that mandatory Montgomery was going to be on the sidelines, but he said, now, wait a minute. It's mandatory Montgomery. It's mandatory that he plays. He goes, I was incorrect. He is going to be active tonight. So give me Dave Montgomery on an anytime touchdown. Best odds right now at DraftKings at plus 125. We've seen some fluctuations, obviously, with all the news that has come out on this particular proposition. I'm guessing by kickoff, it's going to be at or near even money, or maybe even in a low minus odds when it's all said and done. Montgomery exceeding expectation. He was expected to miss upwards of 3 weeks with that tender thigh, but only missed one game, and he's going to be back in action, which means he's going to be the primary dirty worker between the pipes, between the hash marks, getting some of those early tough yards, and also some of the goal line totes as well. Already this season, even though his last game was cut short, he's got 7 total red zone touches, Lundy. He had 21 rush attempts in week 1, 16 rush attempts in week 2, and he also has already a pair of TDs. You look at Green Bay, sure, the Packers have only allowed 1 rushing touchdown on the season, but they're also giving up 4.23 yards per carry and 100.0 flat rush yards per game to the running back position. Cherry on top of the Sunday, Detroit, according to Pro Football Focus, is number 3 in run blocking efficiency. So they got a lot of mountain movers up front, which should clear some open lanes for Montgomery to plow through and get his ass into the zone. Mandatory Montgomery. Anytime touchdown, plus 125 at DraftKings. Good, sir. Fade or follow.
Well, you got a lot of conflicting reports. So, yeah, you could roll with him here at the plus 125. Maybe it comes down by the time we get to kickoff. Keep in mind, right now, you look over at DraftKings, for example, the only rushing prop that is up right now is Jordan Love. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That is the only rushing prop that is up. It is week 4, and we're already screwing around with statuses and who's playing and who's not playing. And this shit just bothers me. Just come on. Just who's playing, guys? That's all. Who's playing? That's all we really care about. By the way, speaking of that Jordan Love prop, I'll have some more for you in bonus time on that one. Brad, it's a primetime game, which means you're probably leaning to the under. So touchdowns are going to be at a premium. Screw it. I'm going to fade you.
Oh, screw you, Lundy. Pour me a top shelf tequila. Mandatory Montgomery is coming through for your boy.
Number 4.
All right, numero cuatro on the Fade at 5 countdown today. One guy we do know is going to be in uniform and back off of injury, and that was a tender hamstring. That is Christian Watson, the burner, the blazer for the Green Bay Packers, and knowing his playing upside and what he can do, and that's usually being defenders for chunk games down the field. Give me the over 18.5 yards on the longest catch, and that is minus 120 right now at BetMGM. Watson did this 9 times last season, and of those 9 times, he did it not once, but twice against Detroit. He's going to get a lot of Jerry Jacobs expected in coverage. Here is the good news. Jacobs has only allowed 9.0 yards per catch to his assignments in that Lions secondary of the season. Here is the bad news. He's also surrendered 15 receptions on 21 targets. That's a 71.4% catch rate and a 120.1 passer rating to his assignments as well. You look at the Lions secondary as a collective, just 6.39 pass yards per attempt, but a clean pocket. Jordan Love steps back. You know he's going to uncork probably outside the numbers to Watson on a streak route or 3. I think they connect on one of those for at least 20 yards, and all I need is 19. So fade or follow Christian Watson. Will he be a wizard for me in the box score on this one on the over 18.5 yards longest catch? Minus 120 at BetMGM. What do you say, Lundy?
Randy Watson. We're going to go with Christian Watson. We're going to take the over on this longest catch. I like the matchup in the secondary. I like the opportunity to come back, make a splash in your first game of the season. You just put all of that together. I think this one aligns very nicely. Yes, I'll do it. Even paying a little bit of juice. Don't get greedy. Take the minus 120. Take the longest catch. I say he does it, and I say he does it in the first half. I think they're going to establish him and establish him quick.
Oh, early cash. Please, please, please. I hope you're right, Nathaniel Lundy.
Number 3.
All right, numero trace of the Fave 5 countdown today. Let's go to a simple little SGP on this little two-legger. Give me the Packers on an alt line. I'm going to take them up to plus 7.5. I think if they lose this game, it's not going to be by any more than a touchdown. And then give me Detroit and Green Bay both to each get at least 1.5 total touchdowns in this contest. I think it's going to be a higher scoring affair than some people believe. Probably going to finish somewhere in the mid to upper 20s. If you want to maybe take down the game total and smash the over, it's another sound approach. But put these two together right now. And I put this, by the way, together at BetMGM. It's just a minus 105. You look at Green Bay right now in terms of the EPA data that is off there. They're top 14 in EPA offense and defense. And offense number 6 in the league, and in defense number 14. Detroit, meanwhile, further down the ladder in both of those categories. Well, except for defense, are a little bit higher. Number 13 there, but on offense, according to EPA, number 16. Again, I think touchdowns are going to be plentiful in this game. Kind of like the over on the PATs for both kickers. You can get a plus odds right now. But I believe the Packers will keep this one nice and snug as well. So great way to approach this on a very, again, simple wager on an SGP. Give me the Pack plus 7.5 and give me both teams to score at least 2 tutties. That happens minus 105 at BetMGM. Lundy, fair to follow.
I'm saving time for bonus time. I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to put extra analysis into this that you already did. I like it. Minus 105. Nice, simple odds. Might as well be even money. I think this is solid.
Oh, yeah. All right. I got a solid. I like a simple.
Solid.
And hopefully this one's not going to suck. Take care of business, Green Bay.
Number 2.
All right, numero dos here on the Fade 5. Let's get a wide receiver prop here at plus money, and that is on the Sun God. Amon-Ra St. Brown of Detroit. Give me the over on 6.5 receptions at plus 105 there at BetMGM. A lot of you may not realize this, but, St. Brown primarily in the slot. You probably do know that. But he's going to see a whole lot of Keyshawn Nixon. And Keyshawn Nixon for the Green Bay Packers out of the slot this season, this is what he is allowed. He's been targeted 11 times. He's given up 10 catches. That's a 90.9 catch rate to go along with a 130.7 passer rating to his assignments. You look at Green Bay, they have allowed the 6th of fewest wide receiver receptions this season. Though, again, you're zooming in on Nixon, guy that can be picked on with relative ease. And St. Brown just gets space. He really does. He beats the defender with his savvy and precise routes and in such a rhythm right now with Jared Goff that he's going to be force-fed in this game. And the other takeaway you got to understand is that Green Bay's only faced, let's see, the Bears. We all know the story there. They're the worst team in the NFL. And they face the Atlanta Falcons, who refuse to throw. And they face the New Orleans Saints, who've been a bit of a roller coaster ride so far offensively outside of Chris Olave. So it's not like they face a murderer's row by any stretch. That's why they've allowed the 6th fewest wide receiver receptions. But Brown seen a target share of 28.1. He's gone 6, 6, and 9. Nice. Receptions in the box score. So only over 1 so far in 3 games. But when targeted by Jared Goff, Goff has a 106.0 passer rating. So with all that evidence coursing through your cerebral cortex, maybe I've swayed you. Fade or follow Amon-Ra St. Brown over 6.5 catches. Plus 105 at BetMGM.
My problem with this one is I think he's finishing right at 6. So do I get seduced by the fact that it's plus odds on the idea of 1 extra catch? or do I fade you again just because I figure after a profitable weekend last weekend, you're doomed here in week 4, right? I mean, come on, this is a pendulum game, right? This is red on the roulette wheel, black on the roulette wheel. It just goes back and forth, just like me. And my profitable baseball last night means I'm totally screwed tonight. And I'm going to give it all back to the books. So I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to fade you again. That's 2 fades in one podcast, Brad. 2 fades. Hopefully, I'm doing a shot of tequila and toasting you that you're going to prove me wrong.
Yar, shiver me timbers. Captain Hook is coming for you, Evans. And bartender, give me a rum.
Number 1.
All right, numero uno here on the Fade 5 podcast. A nice little cameo there by Captain Hook. Hopefully he's going to stay in Davy Jones's locker. And this one is going to rise to the surface. It's going to be smooth sailing, hopefully, for your boy on this SGP. And come with me if you dig it, Lundy. It's a pair of quarterback props. Give me Jared Goff, 225 plus pass yards, and Jordan Love at 200 plus pass yards. That is at even money, plus 100. Available at BetMGM. Short and sweet, nice and clean, very simple, and I think very cashable in the end as a result. Why? Look at Jordan Love. Detroit give it up again, just 6.40 pass yards per attempt. They're also surrendering 251.7 pass yards per game. Desmond freaking Ridder, who refuses to throw the damn ball. He had 201 pass yards against this defense, so if he can do it, certainly Love can, and Love has been playing great. He's been over this number 2 of his first 3 games, number 3 in air yards per attempt, and again, the return of Christian Watson really has the capability of stretching the field against a lackluster secondary, so that is fuel the fire for Love to get at least 200 pass yards. And meanwhile, for Jared Goff, you look at Green Bay, allowing 6.38 pass yards per attempt, giving up as well 219.0 pass yards per game. But as I said earlier, they face the Bears and Justin Fields, who doesn't throw with a lick. You face Desmond Ridder in Atlanta as well, another team that doesn't really throw a whole lot. And who else have they played? The New Orleans Saints. So, and the Saints had a split game with a little bit of Derek Carr and Jameis Winston. So they haven't really been tested yet. I think this Lions offense can go nuclear. Goff has been over 225 yards in all 3 games so far this season. He is top 10 in 6 different completion percentage categories. So knowing that all the quarterbacks I mentioned, Fields and Carr and Winston and Desmond Ridder have gone over this. Why can't Jared freaking Goff? So pull it all together. Jared Goff, 225 plus pass yards. Jordan Love, 200 plus pass yards. Plus 100 odds at BetMGM. And Lundy, pay to follow.
You kind of finished with a whimper. I'm just going to be honest with you, Brad.
Really?
Yeah, what, plus 100? I'm waiting for, is there going to be a Team Huevos parlay?
Yes, there is going to be a Team Huevos parlay, and you might hear these quarterback names again.
Because you were kind of ticking like plus 100. I'm like, man, it's Thursday night football. I got out of bed for this. Plus 100? That's all you got for me at number 1? Come on, people. You're with me on this. I know you are. Leave a comment. Tell Brad to step up his game, all right? Just leave a little review and say, Brad, stop letting us down at number 1. I'm just saying, if you're listening to the pod, that's the review you can leave. Hey, Brad, come on, step it up. It's Thursday night. It's Amazon Prime. Come on, it's Richard Sherman. He'd be disappointed in you, Brad. He would be.
All right, fine. Next week,
the Swifties are mad.
Next week, I'm going to do it for Tony Gonzalez's abs and the beautiful beard of Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm going to throw out a bet at minus 200 odds, Lundy. So how about that?
Yeah, I like it. All right, fine. I'm following on this one because you're going to see where I've already gone with it here coming up in bonus time. I told you I wasn't going to overdo it in analysis because the last couple of times that we've done our Thursday podcast, it's gone long because we've had so much in bonus time. So I wanted to make sure that I saved some space in bonus time. So 3 follows, 2 fades across the 5.
All right, with the teas out of the way, let's get after it. Bonus time! Lundy, what are some other bankable bets you got on the board tonight? A whole lot of B's there. whether in Major League Baseball, the NFL, you could even dabble in some college football. What do you got for me?
Yeah, let me throw a few out for you here this evening. Let me go back actually to a guy that you talked about, Jorge Soler. You took him on the total bases. Let me give you an SGP in that Marlins-Mets game for you. I need a hit out of Josh Bell. I need a hit out of Jorge Soler. So not total bases, just a hit for Soler. And then also give me a hit for Jeff McNeil of the Mets. If we put all three of those guys together, again, just a three-legger, all I need from them are hits. At DraftKings, no boost. That is a plus 215. Real quick, each of those guys against the opposing pitcher has a 400 or better lifetime average against that pitcher. So I'm playing those kinds of odds. And part of the reason I'm with you on Soler is because he went 0 for 4 in that debacle that Miami put on the field last night, where the Mets absolutely pounded them. However, you know, Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor, that was part of my cash last night that I made. Those two guys yards. So that helped out immensely in that one. You were talking about BetMGM on a same game parlay. Very similar for your guys. Give me Jordan Love for 200 plus. Give me Jared Goff for 200 plus. And then give me each of those guys for one passing touchdown. Very similar to your number one at BetMGM right now. That comes out to be a plus 105 for you if you want to cash that one. Told you that I like Jordan Love, and he's coming back into bonus time. Going to give you two here. First of all, take the over on his rushing yards. It's moved from 16.5 to 17.5. But the reason I'm going with that one is because the international Olympic track star that is Geno Smith managed to get 20 yards against them. So I have a feeling Jordan Love can do the same. And if you want to follow me on that one, Caesars right now has a boost. This is boosted to plus 200 for Jordan Love to pass for 200 and run for 20. That's it. 200 yards through the air, 20 yards on the ground. That is a special boost that Caesars has this morning at plus 200. I would totally rock and roll on that one if you have the opportunity. And then, speaking of Caesars, Brad, follow me on this one real quick. Ready? Three-leg, same game. Christian Watson, 25 or more yards. Okay? Luke Musgrave, 25 or more yards. Sam Laporta, 25 or more yards. Lowest threshold on all three of those guys. Folks, the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you try to build that right now at DraftKings, it is plus 100. I built it at Caesars. It was plus 155. That is a massive difference in the payout. Go get it while you can. Simple three-legger at Caesars. Watson, Musgrave, Laporta, each of them 25 or more yards, plus 155 with the Emperor. I yield the floor to the gentleman from Illinois.
All right, because Lundy was complaining about my numero uno selection on the Fade 5.
Bring on some payday.
With that golf plus money major with Jordan Love on passers. Let's add some more stinking legs in the Team Huevos parlay play of the day. I've already outlined the reasons why I like Jared Goff, 225 plus pass yards, and I match it together with Jordan Love, 200 plus pass yards. But wait, there's more, and this should satisfy Lundy's stupid, painful hunger. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown, 50-plus receiving yards again. He should be able to take advantage of Keyshawn Nixon, who's allowed at 130.7 passer rating and 90.9 catch percentage to his assignments out of the slot this season. And Amon-Ra, he's just got to eat, man. Bottom line, it's going to be minimum. Lundy would agree with me, minimum of 6 catches. I'm hoping it's going to be 7, and it'll probably get well north of this 50-yard mark, because that's what he does. He's so slick and so savvy in the open field. And then you mention it, the Pride Iowa tight end Sam Laporta, 25-plus receiving yards. So Goff, 225-plus pass yards. Love, 200-plus pass yards. Amon-Ra, 50-plus receiving yards. And Sam Laporta, 25-plus receiving yards. With the boost at DraftKings, a cool plus 174, Lundy. So stick that and where the sun don't shine. Slowly rotate and enjoy the pleasure, my friend. You with me on that one? Is that doable?
Yes. This is what I'm talking about, people. This is what you come to the Fade 5 for.
That's exactly right. And additional bonus time action as well. I have nothing else on the diamond. I just got Jorge Soler tonight, but just fade the Cubs. They're finding glorious new ways to squander leads late in the game. I don't care who's on the mound tonight. It doesn't matter. And Marcus Stroman is on the mound tonight. He has been rubbish since returning from injury. So it ain't going to be pretty against the murderer's row of the modern century, and that is none other than the Atlanta Braves. Every single hitter from 1 to 9 rakes on that roster. The Cubs know it all too well. Okay, elsewhere in the National Football League, I found this wager at BetMGM. They have some head-to-heads in certain categories, whether it's on passing stats or rushing or receiving. This one was down for a while. I grabbed it earlier this week when it opened at plus 110, and the juices swayed mightily, but I would still play it, yes, at a minus 145, and I would play this, honestly, up to like minus 200, and that is Jahmyr Gibbs to outrush A.J. Dillon in rushing yards in this game. Again, minus 145. This doesn't make any sense. Frankly, it should be way higher on the juice than that. I know both these guys could be in secondary roles with Montgomery in uniform for Detroit and Aaron Jones expected back for the Green Bay Packers. But Gibbs is a far more efficient running back, running behind a far superior offensive line, which I outlined earlier on in the broadcast. Week 2, I think it's going to revert to snap share wise. He had 48.5% of the snaps in that contest. On the season, number 14 yards after contact per attempt. He's forced a missed tackle 25.8% of the time. And as I said earlier, the Packers have allowed 100 exactly rush yards per game to the running back position. Meanwhile, I look at A.J. Dillon. Right now, he's number 37. Not so great in yards after contact per attempt. He's only forced a missed tackle 7.6% of the time this year, Lundy. Aaron Jones, probably going to have at least 55%, maybe upwards of 60% of the opportunity share. Remember week 1, with both these guys on the field, A.J. Dillon only saw 48.3% of the snaps, and he had 19 rush yards in that game. On the other games in which he was leaned on heavily, he went for 55 and 33 rush yards. Terribly inefficient, and Detroit is giving up just 2.87 yards per carry to RBs and 50.7 rush yards per game. Make it make sense to me that the juice is only minus 145. Take Jahmyr Gibbs to outrush A.J. Dillon at BetMGM under the head-to-head rushing stats category on their site tonight. Elsewhere, bonus time. Give me Christian Watson on this SGP. So it's a 2-legger. Give me Christian Watson under 3.5 catches. I think he's got to have 3 exactly. Could be on a pitch count. Limited snap share coming back from that hamstring injury. I think that one pass he will catch will be over 18.5 yards, which I already outlined, but I don't think he's going to get 4 catches in total. And then give me the over on the all total, 37.5. So Watson under 3.5 catches, and the over on that all total of 37.5. That's plus money, plus 102 at DraftKings Sportsbook. And then finally for me, the college gridiron. We got 3 games, I believe, tonight. I'm going to focus on 2 of those. It's a little 2-leg money line parlay. All these teams got to do is win straight up. Give me Western Kentucky and give me Jackson State on the road against Sam Houston. WKU, Big Red taking on Middle Tennessee State. Why do I like WKU? It's all about their offensive success. Number 31 in the nation in EPA offense. MTSU number 120 in the country in EPA defense. They can't stop anybody, and they're not going to be able to ground this prolific passing attack of Western Kentucky. And then meanwhile, you look at Jacksonville State going against Sam Houston. This is a typical war of attrition. Both exceptional defensive teams, but highly suspect offensively. But Jacksonville State, I think, will have enough gas in the can to get it done on offense. They're number 35 in the nation in EPA defense, and according to College Football Graphs, have a 55.71% chance of taking this bad boy straight up. So WKU money line and Jacksonville State money line, that's even money. plus 100 built at BetMGM. We are out of time, and I am out of breath. I'm going to go back to the bottle because I'm ultra depressed over my stupid Cubs. Do us a favor, would you kindly, and drop us a rating and a review at your convenience of this fine podcast. Also, fade or follow us on the Twitter or the X gonna give it to you, whatever you want to call it. Check out Lundy, his free spreadsheet picks at Nate Lundy, and check out my free spreadsheet picks at Noisy Huevos. For the incomparable Nathaniel Lundy, I'm Brad Evans. Until next time, fade or follow. That is up to you. Run, Shamir, run!